Yes, welcome to Bikes of Right, and thank you for clicking on my video. On this channel, I typically do moto vlogs as well as motorcycle reviews, but I would also like to do some educational content too. And so I hope you like this video. So given the huge success of Kawasaki in the world superbike, we have to answer the question as to why the hell are Team Green not showing face in the pinnacle of motorcycle racing, the MotoGP. Firstly, I should mention that Kawasaki in fact did previously compete in the MotoGP up until 2008. In 2008, we saw a global financial crisis.
Apple shares are just getting hammered this morning.
We're down by between 3 and 4.5% generally across these markets. Let's talk about the speed with which we are watching this market deteriorate.
And leading up to this point, Kawasaki were not exactly that successful in MotoGP. It's easy to forget now just how much of an underdog Kawasaki were in the World Superbike over a decade ago too. Between 1998 and 2010, it accumulated just 4 wins, finishing bottom of the full-time manufacturers for much of the 2000s. So during 2008, and after some number crunching, Kawasaki believed that their parallel struggle between World Superbike and MotoGP was harming sales. They understood that given the financial crisis, it would be worthwhile to direct their resources and solely focus on the series that made a direct impact on bike sales, World Superbike. Since 2012, Team Green transformed into a regular contender for wins in World Superbike following a number of operational changes. In fact, Jonathan Rea took Kawasaki with a ZX-10R to winning 6 years consecutively from 2015 up until 2020. Now, as you can imagine, with such a huge reputation to take to MotoGP, from this position anything less than wins or even a title challenge would be considered hugely disappointing, as Aprilia are finding out to its sizable cost now. Also, we have to mention the world is changing and transport as well as the way we think about it is developing, and racing has to follow that. You have seen Formula E and Formula 1 for starters. That's not to mention all the electric motorcycles that are appearing and Kawasaki's research into things like hybrid and hydrogen power. To stand any chance of accurately working out whether or not MotoGP would be viable for Kawasaki, you'd have to know exactly what MotoGP is going to look like, and indeed the world, in 5 or 10 years. And with the world changing as much as it is right now, that really is impossible. So as inevitably tempting as it would be to talk into an advertising pitch with a manufacturer that has won both World Superbike and MotoGP titles in the same year, the sacrifices or the huge influx of resources it would need wouldn't make it worthwhile overall to the brand. Indeed, MotoGP is a financial gamble. Get it right by winning on track and the promotion needs little input, but get it wrong and negativity is counterproductive and you are still just putting 2 bikes on the grid at a wealthy cost, regardless of whether it's starting 1st or 24th. How other factories fund MotoGP projects and how much sponsors are putting in comes to a serious amount of cash too. Put it into figures, for a top factory team it is estimated to cost £30 to £40 million per year. Bringing us full circle, money is a primary reason why it withdrew from the MotoGP and the most full stop of an answer as to why it won't come back. If any new manufacturer decided to get into MotoGP racing now, it'd probably be a year or 2 before they even got on the grid, a few more years before they started to be competitive, and it might be a few more years after that that they started to see any real benefit from their decision to go racing. By that time, the world might have changed immeasurably, and the factors that influenced their decision to get back into racing might not exist at all anymore. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this one, and please let me know in the comments below how you feel about Kawasaki and the MotoGP. Thank you for watching. See you later.